Hey, just a super quick update on the LinusTechTips Twitter or X account takeover situation. And this is really interesting. I think this came to light, at least I started to speculate on it a little bit ago after releasing my previous video, which you can take a look at if you'd like, link in the video description. But Linus has now publicly said over on his own, again, personal Twitter account, "Welp, I was fished." Classic case, bound to happen to me every 10 years or so, I guess. We'll go through it on the WAN show, and I'm super excited for that little root cause analysis, aftermath debrief, little behind the scenes. But I 100% should have known better. They got me during a barbecue and sent me scrambling for a solution when the solution would have just been to do nothing at all. This is about 10 minutes ago at the time of recording, and this is really cool. I love to see that transparency. It says, hey, this is how they get you. He's adding on to his previous Twitter thread here that shared the original email, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but take a look. Hey, this is how they got you. I just posted an update. I got fished, so this is on me. Love the ownership there. Look, and let me say, this can happen to anyone. This can happen to absolutely anyone, myself included, and I will chime in on that just as well. Moment of distraction during a family event, and I clicked a damn link in an email. I still think there are some learnables for Twitter here, but also some for me. Constant vigilance, hell yeah, that's the right approach. Appreciate the mentality and taking it in stride. But if I may say, I have been trying to banter and dance with this. Because if you actually take a look at the phishing email, and now we know that this original screenshot that he shared yesterday, this is the phishing email. The threat actor, hacker, or adversary did not have access to the account prior to Linus interacting with this message. And he notes here, 4 minutes after he received the email, he tried to log in, presumably now from the link included in this email. And that is what gave the threat actor access. Not poo-poo, not shaming, not finger pointing, just acknowledging this is all that had happened. And there are some breadcrumbs here. I wanted to try to recreate this last night, try to see, hey, can I get a real legitimate notification from actualx.com giving the same exact text, the data, the message contents themselves? Would it say verbatim this information? Of course, varying in the location or device, unless we could recreate that as well. But it says, we noticed a login to your account, LinusTech, from a new device. It is missing some words here, like, was this you? And we'll see that in just a moment. With new login information given the location, typically that has an asterisk and a shorter subtext here, and the device information here, Android 684274. Now, some folks have said, oh, is that an IP address with the last octet redacted? No, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if that IP space is allocated in that area of Russia, and I don't know if Russia can get to X or Twitter in the first place. That's beyond me. But if this were to be a version number for Android, one, I don't think it showcases that in those emails, and I tried to pull back some of my older ones. I'll bring that to you just as well, but I don't think 6.8 is a version for Android. So that's a little bit of a tidbit there. And this message, I believe, is the same. If this was you, you can ignore this message. But if this wasn't you, this text is very, very different from a real, legitimate, actual email notification from X.com. And we'll see that in some screenshots. But the Secure Your X Account Now link, which I would love to see what the actual link was, where did this send Linus and the credential harvesting website to actually grab those credentials. And really just the lure here. That is not included in a real one. They have two bullets, and we'll show those in just a second. And this email was sent to email for that account, LinusTech. That is variable from what we've seen previously. And let me show you that because I tried, and I'll see, can I view the engagements here? Here are the quotes. A lot of folks getting the word out, so big thanks to that. Goodness gracious, boom, boom, boom. A lot of other conversations. Where am I in this mix? Here we go. This is just some slight commentary, and genuinely, this did not occur to me, and I will be totally upfront with that, fall on my sword and transparent, that I did not have this realization until someone commented on the previous YouTube video. So big shout out, big thanks to whoever you were that left that note. But wait a second, it could mean what I didn't know, as Twitter and Linus shared this, the original email that he showcased is the phishing email itself. I'm curious, what is the sender address and the link that's in that email itself? What does the URL go to? I don't know why this didn't occur to me, but this could very well have been the email itself. That was the lure. That was the bait. Does anyone have a recent legitimate X.com notice? So I shared this just a bit ago, but I'm curious, and again, it was stupid asking ChatGPT, hey, is that a real version number? Is that an actual place in Russia? Stupid validation. but small, tiny breadcrumbs. Some folks are sharing their own, hey, sign-in info and what would be displayed there. But take a look at the response, and I'll see if we can get a better picture that's a little bit bold and actually discussing here. A lot of folks are saying this as well, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to have a whole video just scrolling through Twitter or X. I know that's been the norm lately in some of these, but I do think it's worthwhile to cover this, and this is where a lot of the information is kind of tracking through. Here's an example, someone coming from St. Petersburg, Russia. Is that real? I thought that was in Florida. But different Android version number, quote unquote, that's totally randomized and must be fake in the threat actor's tooling. Location is approximate based on the login's IP address. Other conversations that, wait, hang on, did Linus say that he didn't click the link? Not pointing fingers and shaming again anyway, but this was one that came from a week ago. Notice the actual subtext was this you in the rest of the title, the location asterisk, the information present there, and the actual steps from the real legitimate notice and email log actual information here. Change your password, review the apps, things that we discussed in the previous video, but this is the genuine showcase in the actual email, not the phishing email. So as opposed to what Linus saw and what he shared, interesting that actually gives the version number there for the real one. So these are all good things, and I appreciate the internet and old Twitterverse and X actually chiming in to help debug or debunk this. Thought it was very interesting, and I'll admit, I just kind of got nerd sniped by it. I wanted to share the screenshots that I had previously from old Twitter in like 2022 or 2018 even. It's not like they're ever going to change this email template. I don't think that would actually get updated over time, especially with a rebrand or whatever. But all the interesting chatter, and I'm grateful for, seriously, the internet chiming in here to help clarify, because I was nerd sniped and I was thinking like, look, am I crazy? I wanted to post the meme of the dude with all the red lines behind him thinking about the scatterbrain, like, hang on, is this real? Conspiracy theory, but I am really, really grateful for the world coming out and folks chatting about this. I tried to message Luke. We did have some conversations in DMs, and I won't show that given I haven't asked his permission to show our DMs, but he said, hey man, this is an interesting theory. We'll have to tune back in and actually look into it. And I said, cool, and thank you for doing that. I don't know if you'd ever be willing to share the EML files or actually get some of the raw source of the data that was provided here, because we'd love to look into it. Would be super interested in a little bit more of the behind the scenes there. But also just did regular banter, small talk of, hey, I wish I had said hello during DEF CON. So anyway, it sounds like a lot of people have seen phishing emails just like these recently, but also folks chiming in with the real, actual, genuine notifications from x.com and the actual link that it should have came from. So would love to see the WAN show for this. Super grateful for everyone chiming in to help discuss it. And again, just nerd sniped, just genuinely interested, kind of peculiar. So thank you for indulging me in this. And I hope at the very least, this did give some extra education and awareness and info for others. I wanted to acknowledge that Linus very publicly falling for a phishing link and the phishing email presented in the Twitter post is subsequently me falling for the phishing email because I made this whole stupid 16-minute video on it. So I want to commiserate, want to empathize. Look, it could happen to anyone, myself included. I'm sorry you dealt with the aftermath, but I'm very, very glad that it was patched up, cleaned, resolved, fixed, all relatively quickly. So good to you. I love the memes here, though. That's a good way to end off the video. Thanks for letting me ramble. Thanks for letting me yap. And I'll see you in the next one.